Meanwhile, the House Energy Committee is looking at the possibility that private firms may provide the needed power supply to prevent shortage in Luzon next year. Again, here's Freddie Abando.
The House Energy Committee's review of embedded power operated by private companies revealed more than sufficient supply to address the looming power crisis for the summer months of 2015. Based on the committee's technical working group chaired by Congressman Reynaldo Umali, close to 3,000 megawatts could be deployed to deal with the projected shortage of 800 megawatts. To date, voluntary commitments from several companies was pegged at almost 200 megawatts. Because of this, Congressman Rufus Rodriguez pushed for the approval of his resolution that will invoke the police powers of the state to take control of all the embedded power in Luzon for the period of the emergency to guarantee power supply in Luzon.
By invoking Section 12, National Economic Patrimony, Section 17, because the state, through the Secretary of the State, let's not involve the President anymore. The state, through the Secretary of Department of Energy, if we can do this, can come in and temporarily operate the generators subject to the payment of proper compensation for diesel fuel, rentals, and salaries of the operators of the generators. Whereas this temporary power given to the Secretary of Energy will last only from February to be able to prepare for March, April, and May.
Budget Secretary Florencio Abad said the Rodriguez proposal may be too extreme to force companies to have their embedded power controlled by government. Abad is confident that if government provides the subsidy for these companies to operate their power generating sets, they will participate in the interruptible load program. It actually supports the proposal of Rodriguez for just compensation.
It's another question to say, no, we are taking over your plant. Yeah. If you can talk to them and make them do it, that's better than...
Can you provide the compensation?
Of course you will have to provide the compensation.
Yeah. And that's the subsidy now.
Yeah, and to what extent are you going to incentivize them to do that? It's another issue altogether, but I think you will have to do that. It will turn out to be much cheaper than buying.
There are a lot of ideas that we should entertain. We should be creative because every situation calls a different approach. So kung makakahanap ng paraan na hindi na kailangan mag-spend ng a lot of government funds for capital outlay, so why not explore this possibility? Mas maganda nga para mas mabilis pa at saka mas madaling ma-approve.
The Abad or Rodriguez initiatives will render the options lease or purchase of modular generating sets pushed by Energy Secretary Jericho Petilla out of the equation. It's one of 5 options in the proposed resolution to be passed by Congress to grant the President the authority to invoke Section 71 of the EPIRA law to provide the additional generating capacity to address a projected power crisis. Abad stressed the purchase violates the spirit of the law, which prevents government from engaging in the power business. It's the same view which has gained consensus in Congress.
At the end of the day, government is not left with generators that it will then be forced to continue to operate, because that's really not what was envisioned by EPIRA.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.